The recommendations revealed, but still no clear direction.
The first primary finding is that the implementation of the Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project has indeed benefited the economy and the people of our province in various ways, namely better quality of the road system. The second primary finding is that whilst there's general acceptance of the user pay principle and willingness to pay for the current and future upgrades of both roads and public transport infrastructure, in its current form, the etoll system is unaffordable and inequitable, and it places a disproportionate burden on low and middle income households. From a cost point of view, and then it is also administratively too cumbersome.
SANRAL needs to recoup 2 billion rand from motorists. They've spent a further 54 million rand on structures urging motorists to pay. But up until now, Gauteng motorists aren't playing ball. Only about 30% of monies have been recovered.
The main recommendation of the panel is that elements of the current system must be reviewed to address questions of affordability, equity, fairness, administrative simplicity and sustainability.
The Premier says those living on the outskirts of the province are most affected.
A province that has inherited the spatial legacy of apartheid, where you have people who live in the core of our economy and others who live in the periphery.
There is some hope on the horizon. With an admission that the current system is not working, Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa will now enter the etoll fray.
We are led by Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa in this process of consultation to look at the recommendations and their full implications, including issues of the funding, the hybrid funding model.
It's been 5 months of public hearings, followed by a month of deliberations. The recommendations are now in the hands of the Premier, and this much is clear. For now, the status quo remains. And this state of affairs will not go down well with the etoll critics. Nozintombi Mia, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Outer has expressed concern over suggested alternative funding models. It says the e-tolling system, no matter what form it takes, does not have public support.
We're also concerned in that the hybrid models that they're suggesting has e-tolling as a prominent and remaining as a prominent funding mechanism. We find it very difficult to see and hear that e-tolling still remains part of their hybrid equation. And as some of the options show very clearly, in fact all of the options, the least they go down to is 50% with e-toll funding. Now that's a real concern because they will not get the people back on board. The people have made this decision. It's actually been taken away from the hands of the politicians.
COSATU remains defiant and encourages the public not to pay e-tolls.
Well, our message remains the same. We're against them and we want to see them scrapped. So for that reason we're disappointed about the report, but also a bit confused because it contains many of the arguments against etolls which we've been pushing. A disproportionate burden on the poor, very difficult to collect and very unpopular.
The Department of Transport will only comment after consultation with the Gauteng government.
The Deputy President of the Republic is leading a consultation process between national government and the provincial government of Gauteng. And as the National Department of Transport, we are part of that consultative process. And we shall engage the contents of the report through that particular platform, and national government will make a pronouncement thereafter.
Road agency SANRAL says it will implement the final outcome following the upcoming consultation process. Stefina Komane, SABC News, Johannesburg.